Hey guys, greetings and salutations. This is James here at Unique Perspectives. I want to encourage you to like and subscribe because I'm going to be dishing out a lot of these topics. So I need some people to watch these topics, and I need people to have dialogues with. Okay guys, so I want to get right into this, and this is actually one of those topics that is very important to me because, like all of you, I've gone through different seasons in my life with different types of friendships and different types of people in my life. And I just want to address this topic because I think it's something that resonates with all of us. I think it applies to all of us. We all have situations in which we find out, we really have a strong connection with somebody, and you can almost see like there's this eternal road of friendship with somebody. And then you have other situations where it looks like you're going to have this long foundational relationship that's going to be long term, and it ends up not being that. So I kind of want to just talk about that a little bit and just really talk about temporary friendships and the seasons of friends and friendships and things like that. So let me just start off by saying that I remember having a conversation with my older sister that helped raise me. She's one of the many family members that contributed to just instilling what it is that she was able to instill in me growing up. And she was able to give me some insight when it came to friendships and relationships and things like that. Now, although we don't agree on every single thing when it comes to philosophy, when it comes to politics, when it comes to a lot of stuff, there's a lot of areas that we do agree on, and that is, more philosophical, foundational areas, And one of the areas is friendships. Now, one thing I was talking to her about is that I just assumed that all friendships last forever. And I always thought that as you continued your life, your friendships you were just going to add more people to the pot, and by the time you're 100 years old, you have 1 million people as friends. That's what I assumed. And one of the things that she explained to me is that she was explaining that all the friendships that we encounter, not everyone's going to be by our side the entire time. Some friendships are going to leave, some are going to die out. Some people are going to go in different directions. And then you're going to have others that are going to stay with you and remain with you. And it was a little difficult for me to hear that initially because I always assumed that once you make friends, you just keep them forever, And I started reflecting on my own life as I was talking to her. And I was maybe in my early 30s at the time. I'll be 40 next month. And she explained to me quite clearly that she had a lot of people that, just came and went in her life. People that she thought were going to be there forever. And I started reflecting in my own life that I was experiencing that exact same thing. I was noticing that some people I worked at a job with, maybe out of, 5 or 10 people, maybe one person I actually ended up connecting with, but the other people, we just stopped communicating, and I thought it was strange because in my mind, we all work together, so we all are connected. But I learned over time that just because you're working with somebody, or just because you're in a neighborhood with somebody, or even that you're family, you're biologically connected by blood, that doesn't mean that you're obligated to be friends. And initially it was a little difficult for me to process that, but I think over time I started to be okay with that. One of the things I think is very interesting is the moments when I realized in my own personal life when certain friendships were not what I thought they were, and I actually had to take the initiative to back away from them. There are other situations when a person actually backed away from me. For example, being a Christian, being a man that is following the Lord. There's a lot of people that I've encountered in my life that maybe started out living a life side by side with me. And as I started to, follow the Lord, they were uncomfortable with that, so they kind of went their own way. And it's happened with family members as well that I grew up with. There's just this separation that Jesus, I'm going to say, really includes, or I'm going to just say adds to a relationship, and he almost severs ties with people because, there's a very convicting nature that comes with the exclusivity of walking with God, walking with Christ, living a life that is aimed towards what the Bible teaches, Jesus said in John 14:6, I'm the way, I'm the truth, I'm the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. And so for some people, that's uncomfortable to hear because they believe that there's multiple truths and there's different ways to heaven or ways to do things. And so that's just one aspect. But I even had a buddy that I knew for 10 years or so, 10 years plus. And I remember all the time in the car, we would be driving, and sometimes anytime he would join me, I would have sermons on, I would have spiritual messages on, and he always insisted on turning them off or at least putting on the news. And I could never understand why he was, not interested in hearing a spiritual message. Like not even one time, he didn't care for it. And I could even see his discomfort with his body language as we were driving. And over time, I realized that this was not something that he was very comfortable with. And it wasn't until later on that, he did something that really severed ties with our relationship, and maybe in the future I'll unpack that. But I realized that not every relationship is meant to last forever. And I think that it's okay to really grasp that and make amends to that and really just come to terms with that not everyone in your life is going to last forever. Not everyone in your life is going to always be there. You're going to have people in your life that's going to come and go in and out. You have some people that are going to travel with you for a certain time or maybe a certain season, and then they're going to leave and do their thing. Or maybe it's you. Maybe you are going to change your course in the direction maybe it's your faith, maybe it's your walk, maybe it's your business or your entrepreneurship. Maybe you're going to have a family, and so you don't have time to go goof off with your friends like you did. But there are different things and different seasons in our lives that really sometimes call for a change in course, But then what's very rewarding, and I want to emphasize this, is of course you're going to have those foundational friends, the friends that don't leave you, the ones that, during emergencies, during crazy situations, they're always going to be there. They're always going to be reliable. They're always going to be at the hospital. They're always going to help you move. They're always going to come, even after work when they're exhausted and tired. If there's an emergency, they will come. And so I want to just emphasize that, not to necessarily focus on the people that we appear to be losing necessarily, because I don't think we lose them. I just think sometimes that time has expired, that they were supposed to be in our lives. That's how I see it. But I do want to emphasize, really with my last point, is that's something I think that we should embrace. The thing I want to encourage you guys, if anything, is to keep in mind that everyone in your life, whether you suspect that they are a seasonal friend, this encounter, this relationship is temporal, or if they are somebody that's long term, treat everyone the exact same way. Love and serve and protect them. Treat them with respect. Give honor to them. Acknowledge them when they're doing the right thing. Treat them with respect. If they have children and you're around their children, pour into their children. Encourage them. Pour into them. Pour into all the relationships you have. And make sure that you somehow leave an impact on them after they leave. And even if they never see you again, maybe they travel the world, maybe they do, engage in having a family, maybe they start their own career and it's something that just doesn't permit them to see you, or maybe there's a lack of desire to connect with you. Just make sure that you leave that relationship with them in a better place because they met you, because they were impacted or influenced by you in a positive way. And you'd be surprised how I've had people maybe just check in with me through Facebook, even though their lives are super busy. Just saying, hey James, you know what, man, I still remember that time in high school when you encouraged me about this. Or you know what, James, I remember that time you helped me move. Thank you so much. Or hey, I remember when you said these things, or you did this, or you showed up to pick me up, during this situation, man. Thank you, man. God bless you, man. So I really want to encourage you guys to just keep that in mind and leave relationships, with people, just pouring into people. Leave an impact on them and influence them for the best, God bless you guys. Hope this wasn't too long. Take care, guys. This is James here at Unique Perspectives. I do want to encourage you to like and subscribe. I would love to get also some feedback with some comments. So if you see this and this resonates with you, please hit me up. All right, guys. Peace.